Why Barbinheimer when you could Oppenheimer instead? Hey, friends. Okay, I'll admit, I did not Oppenheimer myself, but I have seen both pictures. Honestly, I was curious about Barbie since it looked really fun, and I hoped it would be a tongue-in-cheek, retro, kitschy send-up of a thing, or just a bright, fun, wild ride like Speed Racer. But no, I've not seen the picture, but I've heard enough to know that it's not what it appears to be. And the marketing, while brilliant, is ultimately deceptive regarding the content. As I say, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But buyer beware, I guess. Mission Impossible is a great action movie, by the way. Tom Cruise is out there doing his best. His biggest role this year has been playing the part of Atlas, since he's trying to prop up Hollywood pretty much all by himself these days. The way he's carrying the whole movie industry all on his back, poor guy will probably get a hernia. Anyway, Oppenheimer. The other big film out this month, Christopher Nolan's new biopic of the father of the atomic age, J. Robert Oppenheimer. So this one is in 3 acts, as the film tracks Oppenheimer's trajectory from a young college student to his eventual downfall and retirement. So in the first part, we meet the young 20-something Oppenheimer as he navigates college, goes overseas to study, and meets some famous fellow physicists. Say that 3 times fast. The second part is the whole Trinity thing and the atomic test at Los Alamos, and the immediate aftermath of using the bombs on Japan. Finally, the movie covers the political revenge that led to Oppenheimer's downfall during the Red Scare of the 1950s. Honestly, I'm still unpacking the experience. Coming away from the screening, it occurred to me that this was really 2 movies in one, either of which could have been awesome just on their own. Together, they make for a very long film, and that's the picture's chief flaw. The first movie is Oppie's early days, leading up to and the immediate aftermath of the atomic test, and then the bombing of Japan, ending with Oppie warning against the dangers of a nuclear arms race. The second movie here is the hearing Oppie has to endure to renew his security clearance so he could continue to work on atomic projects after the war, and the political machinations that brought about his downfall. This was brilliantly shot, brilliantly acted, it was great, but it was pretty much the court-martial of Billy Mitchell. That was a Gary Cooper movie from 1955 about a real guy, Colonel Billy Mitchell. The movie is kinda mid, but it had a lot of familiar faces in it. Anyway, Mitchell was a squeaky wheel post-World War I who was trying to convince the military that air power was the future. He also predicted it would be Japan who would attack America. Nobody believed him. Well, the brass wanted to shut him up, so they cooked up a court-martial. Like with Oppenheimer, he was right, but naive about the world he was operating in. And so he had to endure a court-martial with a kangaroo court that had a predetermined sentence already decided for political reasons. Oppie goes through a similar thing here, which takes up the last hour or so of the film. So it was kind of like AI, artificial intelligence. Remember that one, the Spielberg-Kubrick collaboration? Well, the little android kid in that wants to meet the Blue Fairy, which is his whole motivation throughout the picture. And when he finally does, the screen dissolves to white. And that right there is the end of the story. Except it wasn't, since they tacked on a whole half an hour of superfluous crap the movie didn't need. Seriously, dissolved to white, and it's end credits for me, because that would have been perfect. There's a big cast in Oppenheimer and a lot of characters to keep track of, including an almost unrecognizable Robert Downey Jr. as an admiral up for a cabinet post. Performances are, across the board, phenomenal. Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer is simply amazing. Brilliant turn. Matt Damon plays Groves, the officer in charge of the Manhattan Project. He and Murphy really spark well off of each other. Emily Blunt plays Oppie's wife. She's interesting. Josh Hartnett is Ernest Lawrence, who was integral to the project, and Kenneth Branagh plays a fellow physicist, Niels Bohr. The sound design is just wonderful. The visuals are excellent. There are brief, surreal visions Oppie has of the quantum world, which inform his character. The immersion in the time periods depicted are almost perfect. In one scene, they show some modern 50-star American flags instead of the more time-accurate 48 ones, but, well, that's pretty minor. So, Oppenheimer. It's long. It's 2 movies mashed into one. There's a lot to keep straight, and did I mention? It's long. Should you see this on the big screen? Oh, hell yeah! See it on the biggest screen you can. I saw the IMAX screen at the Cineplex I go to was packed, almost full to capacity, and the only seats were like way down front, so rather than get a crick in my neck, I opted for a standard format screen. It still had a small crowd show up, and I went to a showing at 8:30 in the morning. Even so, incredible. For a 3-hour film, I was so engrossed in this thing, I never looked at my watch once. And it honestly didn't feel like 3 hours. Your mileage may vary, but I was mesmerized the whole time. That being said, it could have been shorter, yes. Maybe they could have done what they did with Patton, tell his story through World War II, and then there was a follow-up TV movie on Patton's last days. Here, they could have done that with the first part, and then have the second part with The Hearing as a standalone thing on HBO, helping promote the first part playing in the theater. I don't know, but that might have been a better choice. Even so, flaws and all, this is more than worth putting your dollars down on the counter for. Believe me, this is a grown-up film for grown-ups, and something we all sorely need. And Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is, in its own way, also something we desperately need on movie screens these days. Both are worth your money to go see at the theater. Seriously, a TV ain't gonna cut it with these two. Go to the theater and see them properly. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.